What is up YouTube? Johnny B here again today, and we are back with my FRS. I have been driving it around without a bumper for probably, say, like 2 weeks now. Ever since I got the build done, after we got the tune done and everything like that. And I just haven't had time to put my bumper on, and finally now we have some time. Obviously before that I hadn't put it on just because I wanted to make sure that nothing was going to be popping off, make sure that nothing was interfering, make sure nothing was rubbing on anything that would cause unnecessary wear. But now that it's been passing the test, the car's been handling really well. The suspension has not been too stiff to where it's just making everything vibrate. So the main goal was to check everything, make sure there was no unnecessary vibrations from engine, suspension, or anything. And then after I figured that all the fitment of the pipes from the intercooler and all that was perfect, now it's time to go ahead and put it on. The bumper, I did rewrap it a couple videos ago. I don't know if you guys saw it. I didn't even put a video on it. I did it on my Instagram, so if you guys were following me on Instagram, you guys could have seen those videos where I just rewrapped the whole front because it was rock chipping and it was just looking really bad. So that was one of the main reasons why I had the bumper off in the first place before even getting all the kit together. So what we're gonna do in this video is go ahead and install the bumper and fix another issue that I've been having for a while now. So one of the things that I decided to do a bit differently this time was to actually add a little bit more design around the headlight area. I don't know exactly what people call that, but I'm calling it kind of like an eyeliner type thing, where it's like a black little area that goes right around the headlight. And I've seen it on some other cars, and I figured I'd try it on this one, and then if I don't like it, I'll remove it later on. But for now, I just wanted to do something a little bit different than my usual. Obviously, I went ahead and just rewrapped the rest of it just how it was way before. So the design didn't really change much apart from those little things that I did. But now it's nice and shiny, nice and bright. There's no little white specks on it from rock chips and stuff like that, which is nice because the bumper was pretty much protecting the vinyl was protecting the bumper paint from getting chipped and stuff, because it was just the vinyl taking all of the impact. So it's very nice. Another thing that I changed up was, if you look at my grill, I went ahead and spent countless hours, I would say, trying to remove and open up these little vents inside the grill, because that part there is an actual solid piece, but I wanted to have a little bit more airflow and not have to remove my little Treno logo. So if you can see like the top part of the intercooler, you can see a section of the bash bar. So I just think overall it looks really good, being able to see everything else, and it'll improve a bit of my airflow. That way I don't have like a plate that's right there blocking it. So those were pretty much the only changes I made. If you look here by the rods, there are some like little steel plates, I guess you can say, that I added. This was to add a little bit of ducting to my setup, so that way any airflow that goes into that area is going to go directly through the intercooler, through the oil cooler, through the condenser, through the radiator, and the condenser is actually sealed off. I put some foam pieces in all of the gaps, so any airflow that goes towards the center of the car is going to get effectively forced to go through the radiator and exit nowhere else. So that's a big plus. And then if you see on this side, there's like a little gap that I'm gonna try to design something later on, maybe make brake ducts on this section, so any air that goes into this part of the bumper can help with a little bit of the brake ducting, or even some additional coolers for the transmission and other things like that. So I haven't decided yet, but I think brake ducts would probably be nice to do, one on this side and one on the opposite side, and it would add a little bit to the functionality of the car. So overall the bumper is looking good. It's been a long time since I've seen it with the bumper on. It looks very different to how I had the setup before, with the oil cooler sitting in front, which I really liked how it looked, but it wasn't it wasn't efficient. The heat from the oil cooler was heating up, you know, the inner cooler, and it was heating up everything. So I got it out of the way. It's not visible anymore. And hopefully, you know, my temperatures stay good, which they have been since I've been driving it. So now let's move on to the next thing that I needed to fix. So the issue that I've been having is with my turn signal. So if you look at my taillight right now, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my turn signal. And as you can see, it's blinking kind of fast. They call that hyperblinking. This has been happening to me since I went ahead and put in my tailless turn mod, where my turn signals are actually where my brake lights are at, because I replaced the actual turn signal area for my backup lights since I went ahead and deleted, you know, half of the bumper. That was something that I wanted to do. Same thing is happening in the front. So they call this hyperblinking, but to me, you know, being a car guy, being someone that's dealt with a lot of different cars, when your lights are blinking that fast, it usually means one of your bulbs is out. So every time I'm turning, you know, doing the turn signal, I'm always thinking, you know, someone probably thinks, oh, this guy's lights are out. He should probably fix all this money into his car, and he doesn't even replace his bulbs or something. So it's kind of a little bit of embarrassing for me. So I need to go ahead and fix that. So let's go look at the front so you guys can see it's doing the same exact thing. So there we go, same exact issue. It's blinking fast. You know, to some people it might look cool, but just like I stated earlier, to me it's a little bit embarrassing. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that. So what we're gonna go ahead and be installing is called an LED flasher relay. So just exactly what it sounds like. This relay is gonna go ahead and replace our stock factory one, and it even has the little clip-on position, so where you can mount it just like the stock one is mounted. So normally this relay, your stock relay, it actually uses, you know, voltage to determine whether your bulbs are out. And since the LEDs run a different voltage than your regular bulbs, then it effectively thinks that your light bulbs are out and it starts flashing a little bit faster. But this is designed specifically for LED headlights or LED bulbs, and that way you do not have that issue, and it's just gonna start blinking like they normally should, and they're not gonna be blinking fast. So this is probably like a $10 to $15 item. It's a LED flasher relay. You can probably get it at, you know, FT86 or 86 speed, a lot of the websites, maybe even on Amazon. If I find a link for this on Amazon, I'll go ahead and put it down below. But it's really simple, so let me show you guys how to replace it. Here to your right, you can see the original one. It says Subaru on here, and then this is gonna be a replacement. As you can see, it looks almost exactly the same connectors and same everything. It's pretty much an identical copy. So when you remove it, is you're gonna go ahead and remove this little clip or mounting tab and just transfer it over so you can clip it. And literally you're just gonna be replacing it. So this is literally right underneath the driver's side dash. It's gonna be mounted to the piece of metal that holds up your steering wheel column. So you'll see like a bar that goes across, and it'll be under there. I'm gonna try to show you guys as best as I can right now, going underneath it as I'm putting this one on, so you guys know the exact location where this is at. If you just lay on your back and, you know, with a flashlight or something, look in there, you'll see this right away. It's more towards the driver than anything, and just pretty much you just unclip it, swap over the little pin that's gonna hold it in place, and done. Just put the new one in. So let's go ahead and put this one back in so you guys can know exactly where this is located. So this relay is really hard to show you guys from underneath the dash because there's no light. So I went ahead and removed this panel. If you look at where my hand's at, right here where I'm touching is where the relay goes. So you don't even need to remove this front panel. I'm just removing this panel so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So you could literally just go underneath, pull it out, unplug it, and change it without having to remove that panel. But this is gonna give you guys an idea of where it's located. It's actually just located right next to the steering column, and it's not very hard to miss. So if you go underneath and lay on your back on the footwell, you'll be able to see it if you flash a light up here. So there we go, problem solved. If you look at the turn signal, it's blinking as it should. It's taking like a second in between each blink, and it's blinking like normal. You know, it's not gonna be embarrassing to me anymore to have like a really fast blinking turn signal. So let me show you guys how the back looks as well. So there it is, the rear LED lights, which are the ones that actually trigger that relay to think that one of the bulbs is out. They're actually functioning perfect now. So that relay is now sensing a different voltage, and it notices that there are no bulbs that are burnt out at all. So it's blinking just as it should, just like normal. So the FRS is pretty much done. It's tuned, you know, the power wise, the power level's really good at where I want it. If anything, I just need to go do a dyno pull just to make sure that I get that 500 number. If I'm above it or if I'm under it, I'm just gonna go ahead and either up the boost or lower the boost just to be at that safe 500 number. I don't wanna be too crazy with it. The engine can actually handle up to 600 and the turbo kit can go up to like 750. But we're not gonna be going that crazy. Above 500, you run the risk of actually lifting your heads. Even though I have ARP head studs, what you need to do is put studs that are much thicker, that are gonna, you know, hold the heads down a little bit better. Unfortunately, there have been some cases where they just lift, and I don't wanna risk that, so I'll probably leave it at that. It's looking good now with the bumper on. It's something that has been missing for a while now. So the FRS is at its, you know, almost finished point. If I'm pretty sure there's not really much more to do. I think I do have a couple more mods in mind, but for now, we're gonna go ahead and put that on hold since the car is, you know, I'm perfectly happy with the way it is right now. I am gonna move on to another car that I need to get fixed up, which is gonna be my new daily. As you guys can see here to my left, it is another IS300. As you guys know, my black IS300 was very fun. I really loved that car. Someone ended up wanting it, so I had to sell it, get rid of it, and I just couldn't bring myself to not buy another one. Found another one for a good deal, and now I have a pearl IS300. Doesn't look as nice as the black, but you know, it'll do for a daily. And in regards to the Fiesta ST, that build is not done. Engine-wise, it's probably done. After it gets tuned, it's gonna be making the power that we want. That's gonna be it. After that, we're just gonna be waiting and waiting on parts. We're gonna get something really special for that car. Those parts probably gonna be here, I'd say like 3 to 6 months is what, you know, the shipping time is. So hopefully we can get them sooner. So then we can continue working on the Fiesta ST to get it, you know, to the point where we want to be as a, you know, rally-esque build that's still, you know, going to be a street car. So as always, hope you guys enjoy the video. You guys have a great day.